Good evening, everybody. We're back here at the Big Condo Records podcast. My name is Hayley Jane. Nice to have you with us. It's been a little while. Tonight we have Brooke. Would you like to introduce yourself, Brooke?
Yes, I'm Little Miss. I'm part of a 4-piece band, like rock, alternative, kind of pop vibe. Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So Little Miss, where did you get the name from? Where did the inspiration come for that?
I've always been called like Little Miss something all my life. Like I used to like worry loads at school, so they'd be like, "Oh, Little Miss Worry Bag," like Little Miss this, Little Miss Cheeky, and like stuff like that. My mum used to call me Little Miss Moo because she used to call me Little Cow. So it
Little Mischievous.
Yeah. So it kind of came from there. I was trying to figure out a name for ages, like literally for years. I was like, what am I going to call myself? I don't just want to be like Brooke. And then I was just like, why not just call myself Little Miss? But everyone gets it mistaken for Little Mix, which is a little bit annoying. But oh well. It's
a name that stands out, people know it, and then it gets you talking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you're rock, alternative pop.
Yeah.
And I find you here today at the Big Condo. What brings you here? How did you get involved?
Yeah. Just got messaged on Instagram, approached by the company, seeing the social media. I must have liked what they seen, and approached us and asked if we wanted to support Kira Marsland her album launch at the Casimir Stock Room. So obviously we said yeah, took the opportunity, and it was amazing. And then obviously just decided to stay in touch, and we're doing the Big Condo Records Weekender as well in June. So
nice, lovely.
Exciting.
That's the 9th of June.
Yeah,
I'm going to come along and see that one. So you've obviously using your own platform, putting yourself out there with your music and your band, and the Big Condo. So there you go, folks. That's all you need to do is you're going to be out there on the platforms, and you can get recognised and get pulled in, because these little gigs that you're doing supporting other people, it's a nice way to kind of like get your foot in and experience. And obviously it's a record label, and they're offering their artists real life experiences, going on tour, going around to other places in the country performing their material. Is that something that you're kind of aiming to do?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to like meet new people as well when we're doing gigs and stuff, because then you can work with other people then, and like you can give each other tips and stuff like that, like make friends.
Can't go wrong with networking.
No.
So how did it all start out for you when you were younger? Let's go back, let's rewind a little bit. So where did it all begin for you, Little Miss?
Well, my mum put me in, this is going to sound dead random since I'm a singer, but my mum put me in baby ballet when I was a kid. So then I got into dancing, but I was a bit too fierce for baby ballet. It turned out I was like stomping everywhere.
No, can't believe that.
And then they decided to put me in street dance, which obviously I excelled in, because I was just like an angry child, apparently, just making all these angry faces at everyone. So I really wanted to be a dancer, and I thought that was what I was going to do for the rest of my life. And then I saw an advert for a production company who did like theatre and stuff like that, and it said singers, actors and dancers. So I thought you could either be a singer or an actor or a dancer, but it turns out you had to be all three. And I thought it was for like a West End like musical. It was just like the local youth theatre, but you know, I had big dreams. I was just like, I'm going on the West End being a dancer. And it was for High School Musical, so I went to the audition, and they were like, okay, so are you ready to sing the verse and chorus of your chosen song? And I was like, I don't sing. I didn't know I had to sing. I'm not a singer. And they were just like, well, just sing something. So I think I sang like Dancing on My Own by like, I think it's like Callum Scott, isn't it? And it was like the worst thing in the world because I didn't really sing. But I got into the production anyway. And then I ended up getting one of the lead roles just because I had to throw myself into it at that point. I was like, I'm already in here. I'm going to have to learn how to sing. So, you know, it wasn't the best, but I gave it my best go and then got the lead role.
Got the lead role. I love a little story like that. Yeah.
Some sort of potential was seen. So yeah, I did that for a few years. I did like The Greatest Showman, Oliver. What else did I do? Chicago, Grease, and Addams Family, but they got interrupted by COVID, unfortunately.
These are all like your local amateur theatre groups.
Yeah. So it was LHK Productions, based in Bootle, that I was involved in. Like we did pantos and stuff as well. But obviously because all of it got like interrupted by COVID, it was time for me to kind of go to college then. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? I can either do musical theatre like I've been doing for the past few years, or I can do music performance and production. So I decided to take a leap and do music performance and production and focus on more of like the pop aspect and stuff like that, because I got into more music in COVID anyway, because there was nothing to do. So I was just like sat there like,
singing in your bedroom.
So I decided to do that course, loved it, graduated with a distinction and a band. So
Fabulous.
just found my band there. But yeah, I'd say.
So how did the band come together? You kind of had to do your assignments, production, put a band together,
Yeah, so we got like put in random bands in college. So they just like, you wouldn't get to choose who was in your band. Well, until the last project, you just get put in random bands and have to work with the people.
Yeah, see how you get on.
Yeah, which is good experience, because especially if you're going to be like a session musician or anything, and you don't really get to choose.
In them moments you're like, oh, I don't want to work with them, and that's not who we are. But I suppose it gives you teaching, and it gives yourself kind of an opportunity to see how you work well as a team and what comes out of it.
But we did a few projects. So I think in my first project I was in a band with Jack, my current guitarist, and we'd always said, because we knew at the end of second year we got to pick who was in our own band and what songs we were going to do. That was the only free project where we were free to do whatever we wanted. So we were like, I'm going to be in a band with you, you like the same music as me, like, let's do it. So I kind of thought it was going to fall through, like, after it had been like 2 years by then, do you know what I mean? And I thought, I wonder if we'll still want to, but we did. And then we'd taken a first year for our band at that point, because he liked the same music as well, called Lewis. He's currently in the band now. And then Jack has met Emma at university, and she's our bassist as well. So
it all kind of comes together.
But we've been doing the gigs acoustically recently, because like obviously Emma's been at uni in Leeds, and it's been a bit hard to get like rehearsals together, and Lewis is still in college, but they finished uni now for the summer, and Lewis is finishing college, like, for good.
Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes, because unfortunately, for the age you're still studying, and sometimes you have to work, but it's testament if you can kind of hold it together, and in your time off, if you can get back together. So you're creating original music, or you covers band at the moment?
Both, really. We're getting more originals like by the day. I think we're doing like 3 originals at the Weekender. I think we did 2 last time we performed as well. We have got loads written. It's just getting together with the band and sorting them properly, and being happy with them, because a lot of them we're happy with them, but not happy enough to put it out yet.
And it's not worth rushing. It's not worth rushing, is it? Because if you rush, slowly wins the race. It'll all come together eventually, won't it?
So we do have a few originals on the way.
So the originals that you have performed to your audience, how are they being received?
Really nice. We do one called Stranded, and it's weird because we wrote it, as I said, we're like a rock alternative pop kind of band, but Jack had written this like really nice song on his guitar and just sent me like an instrumental version and was like, write something to this, because he does all of like the writing, like the chords and stuff like that, and he just sends them to me and goes, write something over this. Like, it's mainly him, to be honest. I just make the words, but so he sent me something and I was like, oh, that's like quite different to what we usually do. And then we just wrote a song that completely isn't really us at all. It's like really random. It's very poppy and like,
taking you off in a different direction. But it's nice to be open-minded like that, isn't it? Like, especially as young as you are, it gives you time to develop. In about 5 years' time, you might completely be on a different path. And I think that's what they like at the big Condo records. They like to find an artist who's kind of at early stages, that they can be built up and developed over time, and see if they've got that staying power.
But no, I feel like it, because it isn't just that like one genre. I feel like more people are it's more people's taste. So we've had quite a lot of people like complimenting it and stuff, which is nice, because
it's hard when you're doing your own new music to see how it's going to be received if people don't like it. So people kind of like fall into doing the covers, don't they? That's what I did when I was doing a little bit of singing, just do some covers.
I was so scared, because it's about like a personal like relationship that I went through as well, and I was like scared putting it out, because I was like, oh my god, like people might think it's cringe, or people might not like relate or whatever. But I've had people like coming up and being like, no, actually, like, I know exactly what you mean. And it's really nice. And the big dream is to just have thousands and thousands and millions of people saying that.
And singing your lyrics back at you.
Rather than me mum.
Your number one supporter.
She is.
So you started off when you was younger, so you thought you were going to be a dancer. So obviously you're going to have your dance people that influence you, but what kind of music were you listening to back then? Because if you can turn up to an audition and just randomly sing a chorus and a verse, and you like get given the audition, you must have been listening to music to kind of have that in you.
I mean, at that point when like I went to the audition and said like I don't sing, I was mainly listening to theatre, like songs, because I was like a proper like musical theatre kid, and just like your mainstream kind of pop. But it was like during lockdown, I discovered people like Youngblood, like he went viral, Cassiette, like Nothing But Thieves. I'd been into Bring Me the Horizon from when I was like 12, and like Panic at the Disco, but that was like my little emo phase, and then I came out of my emo phase, and now I'm like kind of back in it, not emo, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that's what I really want to do, so I got back into it, and then I obviously decided to do my music course, and I think that's like definitely what I want to pursue now, the kind of rock scene and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to listen to at that point. I didn't sing at that point, so clearly, but I had to explore the musicality, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Got forced into it.
Yeah. No, because I love being introduced to new music. I want to meet somebody and they introduce me to new music. I just think that's magic. And I didn't think I could sing years ago, but then the more and more you develop, it's like a muscle, isn't it, in the gym.
I think everyone can sing, personally. I think everyone's got the ability if you try hard enough.
I just do it better when I'm in my room at home on my own.
Yeah.
When I haven't got an audience watching me.
I'm like that.
So are your parents musical? Do they have a musical background or anything?
My dad was a DJ years and years ago, like way before I was born. But it was more like proper like techno, like nothing like I do. But no, my parents aren't really massively into music. Like my mum really likes music, but she doesn't do it herself. I tell her that she can sing all the time, and she says that she can't. But I think she can, so she should come for a few lessons.
Yeah.
But
once you get a little taste of it, that's it. Once you're on that stage, even though it's nerve-wracking, it just makes you want to go again, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
And did you have music lessons, singing lessons, when you realised that you could sing? Yeah,
so I went to me drama group when I was doing the theatre, and they were like group singing lessons. And then I decided when I went into college in like 2021, I was like having some issues with like breath control and stuff like that, and like, you know, where I was breathing from, like I was breathing like from my chest rather than like, you know, my tummy coming out and stuff like that. Like little changes like that make, you know, your breath last longer and stuff like that. And I didn't want to develop any vocal health issues like straining my voice and stuff. So I decided to go to Provox, and I've been training there for like 2 or 3 years now. And it's literally been like a godsend. Like that's where I really found my voice. And then obviously I was in college, but we didn't really have like one-to-one singing lessons. It was just like, here's your band, sing a song, and then they give you like a few notes and stuff. But I was obviously Provox at the time, so I was working on my college songs with me tutor Carrie as well. So that was really helpful, but I still train there now, and I teach there now as well.
Wow.
So,
So you started off as a dancer, had no intention of singing, and now you're teaching singing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, tell us a little bit about that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I teach people between the ages of like 6 to 18. Most of them are about like 12, 13, kind of going into like secondary school age, and I do it on a Saturday morning, and it's just like really lovely. We do like all these little showcases. We had one the Sunday before, at District in the Baltic Triangle, and it was just lovely. Like I just sit there like a little proud mum.
So the little ones got a chance to showcase their talent.
Yeah, so everyone goes up, and then we've got like the guitarist. So it was like a little acoustic gig that we did, and then in July we've got our annual full band sing 2024 show. And, you know, it's just nice for everyone to get a chance, like even from how young they are, to just get a chance and get up on stage. There was a girl who, at the last acoustic show, wouldn't get up on stage without her teacher, and she wouldn't face the audience. And then this show, she just got up and she was just like, yeah.
It's amazing when you see people develop, isn't it, and watch them shine, especially you, the one that's kind of giving them the guidance.
Yeah.
So what do you do in your actual lessons? What do you teach them?
Just like how to support their voices more, and like things like breath control. A lot of them, because the age of them, are going through like their voice changes and stuff like that now. So it's just kind of coaching them through that. It's mainly confidence really at that age.
That's a massive part of it, isn't it? Even now, me, when I get on stage, if I'm acting, I'm all right. I get nervous, but if I get on stage to sing, I clamp up.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm working on myself. Yeah,
especially
definitely.
when it's like that kind of environment where it's just like that acoustic open mic kind of style, where it's like, okay, now like so and so is going to sing for you, and then you get up and it's silent, and then you sing one song and then you get off. It's a bit different if you're doing like a full set because you kind of relax into it then. Or if you're in like a theatre show and you've done a few scenes before you've sang your song or something like that, it's a bit different. But with them just getting up so randomly,
I don't know, take my hats off to them being that young. Because even now in my 40s, I'm like, it makes me, my knees are knocking and everything. It's nerve-wracking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the fact that you're getting up there and you're helping them do that, that's an amazing achievement. You're only 18 yourself.
I love it. I love it. I feel like I can relate to them more as well, being like, I'm not near their age, but like a bit younger.
And you've experienced those nerves yourself getting on stage.
Absolutely. I love it.
Fabulous. So you're going on to university in September.
I am.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm going to
stay within the field of music.
Yeah. I'm going to do a music business course, venture out a little bit, just because I feel like with being obviously like an independent artist and stuff like that, when you don't have a manager, you're your own manager, and I'd like to know kind of how all loads of different things work, like with the touring, with the promoting, get better at stuff like that. Contract laws, because obviously they put like a load of gibberish in there so that you don't understand it.
Well, I was impressed when you said before, when I was chatting to you before, that you're going to do music business at a degree, because anybody as a creative artist, we just want to get up and perform, I thought, wonder why she's chose that, because it's the boring part of it, although it's the important bit. It's like, but just being on an 8-week course here, you're realising, wow, the things that go on in the background that you don't have no idea about. You're going to put yourself in a really good position if you know all of that already. Are you aware of some of the things that you have to, in the business industry, like what you have to do other than performing? We did touch on it in college, and obviously like I've seen it, like going out and gigging myself and stuff, like your stage plots, your riders, all stuff like that need to be prepared. But I would really like to learn more about like the technical side of it, like what people have to do backstage, and like the laws and the contracts and stuff, because then you can understand it when you read it then, whereas a lot of people don't. And I think that's a downfall for a lot of people, if you don't completely understand what you're signing and you're just like, oh, I'm so excited, there's my signature. Young artists with that dream, like they just want to be famous and want to get up and sing. They don't realise, you have to have talent, but there's, even just me, it's opened my eyes to it so much more. There's like, there's so much more to it. We have a business, aren't we? We are the business, and we're promoting ourselves. And like you say, if you don't have a manager, you're doing all that work yourself. And having a first-hand knowledge of that is going to put you in a much better position. Definitely. I
want to be able to understand as well, like, when we hopefully eventually do get like a manager and stuff like that, want to be able to understand what they're doing as well, because I feel like if you don't understand, it's kind of like you just think, oh well, you just sort it out kind of thing, but you can make it easier for them if you understand what they're having to do. Rather than just going, all right then, okay, I believe what you say, putting your input on it. I've got a hair on my lip.
How annoying.
There's a hair going
so
down.
if you was like going to give some advice to your students, or like, I can sing this, I just want to get up on stage and perform, and I'm going to be a performer, knowing that what goes into it now, what would be your advice to these young people that are kind of coming into it?
I'd just say throw yourself into everything, even if it's not your thing. Like I learned this in college, like we got told to sing songs that maybe we didn't necessarily like and it wasn't your style, but you kind of have to do those things to get to where you are. Like I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't explore different genres and go, oh okay, I like that, but I don't really think it's my thing, but I can do it if someone asks me to do it. Because when you're a small artist as well, you have to take what you can get. If someone said to me, oh, do you want to come and do a like jazz and blues gig or something like that, it's not really my thing, but I'd go and do it. It's just your exposure really, isn't it? But I think I'd just say to them now, try everything, and always be respectful as well to everyone, because you never know who you're going to bump into. Perfect, as well. Beautiful advice, because you just don't know where you're going to go, do you? No. And every experience that you get builds up the character. Well, it's been an absolutely pleasure to chat with you, Brooke, and I can see that you're a young artist who is going to develop into something absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see your journey. So she's going to be at the Big Condo weekend on the 9th of June, ladies and gentlemen. So we will catch you next time on the Big Condo Records with Hayley Jane, Big Condo Records podcast. We'll see you again really soon. Thank you very much.